Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be covering the APAC playoff qualifiers. The winner of this tournament and the runner-up will be given invitations to the World Championships hosted in Japan this August. Very exciting. As well, I believe the winner actually gets a travel award. Though they're not that far from it, but still very nice to get a travel award to play Pokemon Go against the very best competition. Also, shout out to DracoViz.com, who they provide me all the assets for the teams and whatnot. And they're also a really great website for a lot of news and content around play Pokemon, including event schedules, teams. They have a lot of how the usage changed by tournaments, the winning teams, their win percentage, all that good stuff. Lots of visualizations there. You can also follow them on Twitter with the handle DracoViz and on DracoViz.co. On Instagram for live event updates and graphics there. So let's go ahead and get started. On the first round, this trainer, actually I should ask them how to pronounce their name, is XR Vose or something like that. We're going to be featuring the winners final, grand finals, and then another match, which if I say it's a surprise, but if you're familiar with double elimination tournaments, you probably already know what that match is. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the teams. So this person is running Shadow Abomasnow, a very uncommon pick, but a very nice core breaker. It does very nicely against Trevenant, Lantern, Swampert. Does okay against Noctowl, pretty neutral versus the Noctowl matchup. And obviously struggles against the Medicham. And this person is running Medicham, Sableye, Galarian, Stunfisk, Noctowl, and Lantern. So some interesting picks like Abomasnow and Sableye. And it's missing some of the core Pokemon like Trevenant. Would be probably the most common one that they're missing. And then their winner's final opponent has Shadow Charizard, Vigoroth, very, very interesting pick, Sableye as well, Registeel, Altaria, and Swampert. So if we look at this team, Galarian Stunfisk is pretty strong against the team. Has to be careful the most against the Swampert, but does okay. It does pretty well against Shadow Charizard with even energy. Obviously, behind energy would be very bad. Does okay against Vigoroth because body slams are resisted. And Bulldoze takes a really long time to get to. Still a losing matchup. Does very well against Registeel and Altaria, and does okay against Sableye, depending on if it's excelled or not. If it's not excelled, then Galarian Stunfisk can easily win the one shield. If it's excelled, then Sableye wins the one shield, even if you're able to successfully land the bait. What else is pretty strong here? I also like the Noctowl. Noctowl is pretty good against everything except for the Registeel. But the Registeel it has two clear targets with the Abomasnow and Noctowl, so definitely some merit seeing them bring it there. The Abomasnow is also, it's kind of mixed, right? It has two really strong matchups against Swampert and Altaria, but has very poor matchups against Vigoroth, Charizard, and Registeel. Especially the Registeel would be an absolute wall. But let's go ahead and see what these talented trainers decide to bring to the battle. And we're going to see a Lantern into Vigoroth. This is a favorable matchup for the Vigoroth. It's actually a Water Gun Lantern. And these Water Guns are really adding up versus this Vigoroth. And going to throw right before the Bulldoze. And we will see they're farming up quite a bit. The Bulldoze is in KO. It's actually better in this matchup to just go straight Body Slam. You ensure the matchup a little bit better. Should be able to survive this Body Slam, but the Vigoroth will also survive the Surf. So it might be a Charizard in the back. I could see double flyers in the back. Let's see how they're going to decide to play this. Gonna go into, okay, yep. It is Charizard and gonna farm up because it would have been CMP. If they would have switched it a little bit faster, it would have been able to reach. Oh, they actually decide to bait. And okay, all right. So the Charizard has the Blast Burn. Likely going to throw one more before throwing. Yeah, so we'll see whether or not they decide to bait or not. they do decide to bait, which means you know have limited farm. Needs to throw beforehand, but gets caught with a move. This is just the Dragon Claw. They throw on CMP, but you do want to switch out right away because this Vigoroth does have a little bit of energy, but it's also quite low. It is the Altaria as predicted, and they make an absolutely beautiful catch onto the Vigoroth. But this is game over. Yeah, this is game over because the Sky Attack does actually the Sky Attack would KO here. Very nice timing by the opponent. I believe it does like 51%. Oh, they actually decided to Moonblast here, but really doesn't matter because there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to take out this Galarian Sunfist. This Galarian Sunfist is actually to throw the Rock Sides as soon as possible in case the Altaria makes it to the Moonblast. But actually looks like the Altaria will survive the second Rock Slide and will have to Mud Shot down, but is able to successfully Mud Shot down. And the Lantern was pretty nice in that matchup. Water Gun Lantern much better against Swampert. So this Water Gun Lantern is actually very strong versus this team. And we see Water Gun Lantern versus Sableye, a pretty neutral matchup. Again, typically you need to land like 2 foul plays is pretty close, but I don't think it quite KOs. So we'll see if they throw the return, they throw the foul play. And gonna throw the Surf at this Sableye, which Sableye will survive, but it will be put pretty low. And it's actually pretty close on whether or not they'll survive this. They do not survive. Or we're gonna see a full wing attack down from this knockdown. This Sableye will certainly make it to a move. Gonna let this go. They make it to the big return. Gonna farm down. They definitely have answers in the back. And it is, oh man, that is very rough there. That is very rough. Galarian Sunfist with an energy advantage is super bad for this Charizard. They're going to have to try to bait a million times here, but this is a pretty straightforward win con for the Stunfist at this point in time, especially with that energy advantage and plus the... And I think you just throw the Rock Slide right away. Once you get rid of this Charizard, this game's over. Gonna shield and just gonna toss the Rock Slide right away. And I imagine the Charizard. Okay, yep. This is absolutely game over. There's not really too much the opponent can do at this stage. And yeah, that's pretty. They do play. I think they only play best of 3 in these matchups as opposed to typically in these finals they're like best of 5. And looks like this Altaria is, I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here. You switch in Sky Attack at this point in time. Okay, gonna Shadow Ball just to finish it off. And we are going to move into the grand finals. And this trainer also sent me their battles, so I'll be covering their battles at some point in time. I have a lot of travel the next week or so, but they have Diggersby, which is a very interesting pick. Metacham, Trevenant, Registeel, Noctowl, and Bastiodon. This is a very spicy team here. So Metacham, pretty decent against this team. Obviously, I have to be careful most against the Trevenant. And the Trevenant is actually quite strong. Well, it's like 3-3, right? It's very, very if half and half. Has like 3 positive matchups in the form of Metacham, Galarian Sunfist, and Lantern. And then has 3 negative matchups. But these negative matchups can be flipped, like the Sableye matchup can be flipped into 1 shield if you are successfully able to land the bait or get the bait and the shield bait, or able to land the Shadow Ball. Obviously, Noctowl absolutely destroys Trevenant, and just like Trevenant absolutely destroys Lantern. So we'll definitely see some Trevenant play in these next couple of matches, likely. But positioning of it's going to be super important. So let's go ahead and see how these two are going to duke it out. These two have already qualified for Japan, but let's see who is going to take home the travel reward. We're just going to speed this up a little bit. And we do see the Lantern into the Registeel. And not fearful of the Trevenant lead. We'll likely safe swap into Galarian Sunfist. Galarian Sunfist is like okay in this versus team. Obviously, the Medicham and Diggersby would be problematic. And throws right before the Zap Cannon. We'll see if whether or not they get the debuff. Water Gun Lantern does do much better versus the Registeel than the Spark variant, just because of the fast move pressure. And gonna shield. Really wants to switch. Predicting. Oh my goodness, they come into. Oh, that's interesting there. They come into knocked out into the lantern, which is kind of crazy here. Gonna force it to throw. And then you let this go. Likely they Shadow Ball. Oh, they actually Sky Attack here. Okay, that makes sense too. And gonna be able to Wing Attack down. They are in 2 Rock Slide range. I don't know if I'd wait the clock there because their clock is not quite up yet. And they switched out, so like they do throw Shadow Ball. Does have to be careful of the potential catch. And gonna throw the Rock Slide at this Knockdown. 2 Rock Slides should be enough. A Foul Play would also be enough later on if needed. You definitely let this go. There's no way they're double weak. Must be a... Okay, gonna throw the Rock Slide. Okay, interesting. Is it Bastodon in the back? Like an ABA Steel? Gonna let this go. Gonna put it all on Sableye. The question here is, will they attempt to catch? Okay, gonna let this go. Need to farm up a little bit here, but they are gonna be quite low. Okay, gonna throw. This will take them out. We will see what's in the back. Oh man, it's the Quick Attack Diggersby. That's absolutely disastrous here. And that is absolutely terrible. Wow, that is super bad there. Oh my goodness. Quick Attack Diggersby. You definitely just don't shield this. There's no point in shielding. And they're going to be able to land the Fire Punch to take out the Sableye. Wow, okay. Oof, that is pretty rough there. Diggersby, pretty tough to deal with. The Quick Attack Diggersby is still very bad against the Knockdown, but it's better than the Mudshot variant, just because the Quick Attacks do neutral damage as opposed to double resisted, and then you just spam the moveset, I suppose. And we're gonna see Galarian Sunfist versus the Trevenant, and I guess they learned that this person loves to run ABA weak to Trevenant, and we do see the Trevenant come through. We do see the Shadow Ball land onto. Okay, gonna throw right before they reach the Seed Bomb. They actually end up shielding. Gonna let this go, but let's see how this plays out. And gonna go for the aggressive farm down. Okay, I would just stay in this matchup here, because likely they have something else in the back. They did bank a move, but this is a good matchup for Noctowl still. Gonna let this go. They do throw the Fire Punch. Doesn't do very much damage, but Diggersby is quite tanky, so we'll be able to do quite a bit of damage. This Trevenant is still alive too, which is obviously problematic. Gonna let this Fire Punch go again. And these Fire Punches are chipping away. Throws on CMP. Very nice timing. And we will see what the opponent does here. It is a Registeel. And you're gonna have to counter this all the way down. They're definitely gonna Seed Bomb bait, right? There's really not much other point for them to. Okay, gonna shield. They're gonna Seed Bomb again. They want to make it even to the Seed Bomb, and energy doesn't really matter here, but you definitely need to try to counter down. And but this is still pretty rough here because you're definitely in lock on and Zap Cannon range. And I don't know here. They definitely don't shield. Oh, try to get out. Was not able to successfully get out. And oh, there's no way here. You're definitely gonna lose. You definitely need to throw the Sky Attack, but oh man, Registeel coming through and able to win the game and throwing the focus blast and taking out. Maybe you had to call the seed bomb versus the Trevenant. Maybe that was the only play, and we are in the reset. So this trainer is coming up from the losers bracket. Obviously, you know who already won the tournament. I already told you at the beginning, but we're gonna see an exciting grand finals reset. Can XR put it in reverse and beat this challenging trainer? And looks like this trainer is taking a while to select their team. So we're gonna see. Okay, we are going to see Sableye versus the Metacham, and we do see Noctowl come through. Gonna throw the foul play, then likely mirror into the their own Noctowl. This is still kind of iffy here. I'm guessing it's Diggersby in the back though. No, I don't know. I get Diggersby would be kind of weird. ABA weak to it. Let's see. They're gonna need to land 2 sky attacks, regardless. Well, no, is Diggersby that weird? No, Diggersby's not that weird to run. Double normal. They do end up shielding. And gonna throw another sky attack. The opponent definitely survives the sky attack, but the question is, will they get wing attack down? Oh, they are going for the wing attack farm down, but this Noctowl makes it to the move. You definitely shield this, right? You definitely shield this to control the switch, but does this gonna KO through the shield? Oh, it does KO through the shield. That is absolutely devastating. And gonna look to try to farm down. Oh, okay. That is absolutely devastating there. That is heartbreaking here because the Metachan with 2 shields would be super powerful in this situation here. But it's going to be a Diggersby in the back, right? I think you switch here or try to catch. Okay. Maybe the catch there was a mistake. But yeah, maybe the catch there was a mistake because now this Diggersby is going to go off. But the quick attack is better against Sableye. But the Earthquake is still going to KO because of all the wing attack damage from before. Absolutely gorgeous timing by the opponent. Is this enough, though, to take it out? It is. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And going to throw the Psychic. The Psychic does do more than the Ice Punch. And we will see. It is enough to KO. Nice play. The Psychic doesn't KO. But do you need a Psychic to KO? I think you need a Psychic to KO. Okay, maybe. It does like 20%, right? So maybe 2 counters after this. Oh, but they make it to the move. Oh, devastating there. Should have stayed and threw the Ice Punch, to be honest, versus the opposing Metacham. But that is a very tough, especially after the debuff there. Tried to catch the Psychic, but that was a very unfortunate situation there. Shielding, getting KO'd through the shield. Oh, that is absolutely heartbreaking. It is I honestly would have made that decision too. And we see Registeel, Lantern versus Registeel. And we know this trainer likes to fight for switch in this particular lead, especially when the opposing trainer has potential backline of Trevenant. Okay, not going to shield the first one. We'll see if the debuff comes through. It does debuff, but this is still okay. Gonna throw the Surf, and I doubt the Registeel will shield. It should be able to secure the switch just by shielding and farming down. Oh, gonna let it go, actually. Oh, okay. What's the play here? They come to their own Noctowl. Is it Trevenant in the back? Okay, interesting. Maybe they're trying to 5-head here. Okay, does lose CMP. Gonna let this go. Okay, interesting. Okay, not calling the Trevenant in the back. Okay, gonna be able to make it to another Sky attack. That was an interesting shield by the opponent. And we're gonna see the switch. Are we gonna see Metachamp sweep here? Sky attack. Oh man. shield this. Okay, we're gonna see Metachamp sweep here. Oh, it's a Diggersby. Oh my goodness. ABA weak to Metachamp. That is a crazy line there. Makes sense to have double normal too. Okay. All right. You just need to land this second ice, or this third ice punch, I should say. And this is a game over here on CMP. And we are going to see the ice punch come through and take them out. Honestly, they actually were slightly better if they would have came in Diggersby onto the Metachamp, because the Metachamp wouldn't have as much energy. But still, very nice play. And we are in the third and deciding game of this set. And we are going to see how these two trainers are going to battle it out. We're going to see Diggersby versus the Lantern. This is a Water Gun Lantern, so it's a much better matchup for the Lantern. One Earthquake does not KO, and they are a little bit slower to the move with Quick Attack since it generates 8 energy per second as opposed to 9 with Mudshot. Does have 2 answers to the Diggersby in the back, but maybe calling the Trev something in the back, calls the Fire Punch bait. Gonna shield. We'll see if they EQ or they Fire Punch bait again. They do go straight for the EQ. Should be able to. Oh, they come into Registeel, but this Registeel is going to be able to win the. Oh, gonna shield. Okay, interesting here. Interesting. I was not expecting the shield, and they do get the attack fall. This Registeel is going to be able to get off a move no matter what. Going to be able to get off another Zap Cannon, and they want to control the switch. For what reason? For what reason do they want to control the switch? They must be running Trev or Noctowl in the back. It is Noctowl in the back, and this opponent is in huge trouble. I just go back into the... Okay, gonna throw another Ice Punch, even though they're debuffed here. But this is a very straightforward matchup. They just want to align... Okay, nope. They don't want to just align the... This is game over, right? So they do throw the Shadow Ball. Are we gonna see a catch? Nope. Gonna be able to throw the Surf in case they decide to catch. And I guess they also have a shield there, right? So it makes sense. And they are gonna throw the Sky Attack, but this game is all but over. And gonna wait the clock. Gonna come in, knocked out, ran triple Diggersby counters. And honestly, this Noctowl could double Shadow Ball the 2 normal types and would still be able to win the game. And they come into Diggersby. Gonna throw the Sky Attack and take out this Diggersby. And let's see if they throw the Shadow Ball. No, they don't. They are very respectful of the opponent and gonna throw the Sky Attack. And this is good game. And this trainer has now won the APAC Championship. One of the most prestigious ones there. They're all pretty prestigious. I'm not gonna lie. There are many talented trainers with a lot of really unique teams. We didn't see that much Abomasnow. I don't think we saw any Abomasnow action there, but we definitely saw a lot of Water Gun Lantern, Noctowl, Metachamp, a bit of Sableye, and a bit of Galarian Stunfisk. That Abomasnow provided a lot of bench pressure there. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see everyone in the next video.